able to make mobile phones which are priced less than 8,000 price category, in which the first year of business which we are going to run now, that is 2015, the total market size is 1380,000 consumers. So in all, there are 13 lakh 80,000 potential consumers who can buy your mobile phone if you are producing a mobile phone in the price category of less than 8,000. Similarly, you can see the others. If you have a mobile phone which is going to be priced at 24,000 to 36,000, the total market size is 3,60,000 units. You as owners of this money will be deciding what kind of product you want to make and also the price. प्राइस भी आप ही डिसाइड करने वाले हैं किस प्राइस पे आपने अपना मोबाइल फोन बेचना है, और प्रोडक्ट कैसा बनाना है वो भी आप डिसाइड करेंगे. आई विल टेक यू टू द पोर्टल once we all log on and I'll show you here how to actually make those kind of decisions. So please don't forget, this slide also is very, very critical for you. Now, when we have seen this is a country of 10 crore people, there is industry of 5 different players, then there are 4 different types of consumers existing in this market. You need to understand your consumer very, very critically, because if you don't understand your consumer, you are most likely to make mistakes in your decisions, and your bottom line, your income statement, your cash flow statement, which will be generated by the system itself, will show very, very unhealthy numbers, and you will feel कि अच्छा मेरा पैसा सब खत्म हो गया, because I could not understand what is my target consumer actually looking at. So there are 4 different types of consumers: affluent people like you, value seekers, budget driven, and strugglers. So they have different characteristics. Now you need to get into a bit of detailing ki what kind of people are these. And then, because you are going to act as chief marketing officer also, you need to understand what kind of media they see usually. So typically affluent people are spending 80% of their time on TV, 60% on newspaper, 40% on internet, and so on for value, budget, and strugglers. Because you will be deciding the marketing budget also for your company. Out of those 3,000 crores, you will allocate some money for the product, some for marketing. तो marketing में वो पैसा TV में कितना spend करना है, product में कितना spend करना है, media में कितना spend करना है, all those decisions today you will have to make, because you are the owners of this money, and you are going to make sure that your product is made like that and marketed like that, that it actually sells in the market. Otherwise क्या होगा, आप marketing में पैसा डालेंगे, गलत जगह डालेंगे, it will not create any demand in the system. I'll quickly move on to the next slide, which talks about 4 geographical locations. I talked about 4 geographical locations: metros, traditionals, emerging town, and rural. In that, there is an income level spread. Let's say in rural, more than 16 lakhs salary, there are only 10% people working. And similarly, you can see on the other graph also, let's say in metro, less than 4 lakhs salary, there are 10% people. So you have to understand, because you are going to open your distributors. You are going to make mobile phones, give a price to them, open outlets, open distributors. Now where all you need to open distributors, you need to refer to this data, refer to this information, because where actually you should open your outlets. Otherwise, if you open an outlet in a rural area, but your customer is not living in rural area, then this outlet is not going to give you any demand. It's not going to give any sales. So you have to be very, very pragmatic and very, very analytical, and have the ability to see the smaller picture. Otherwise, 3,000 crore मेरा पानी में जाने वाला, I can already see that. Now in terms of distribution, there are decisions that you will be taking. Let's say in metro cities, you can open maximum 10 outlets. Each outlet is going to cost you 3 crore. So this is the rule of the game basically. If you open a traditional, it is going to cost you 70 lakh rupees. You will also decide the distributor margin. The more margin is going to lead to more demand of the product, but since margin is coming from your pocket, it's going to be a cost to you. So you have to see and optimize that how much margin actually I am going to give to my distributors. Similarly, incentive to the dealer or training to the manpower is going to be very, very critical. Now, why these decisions are so critical? Even manpower training. I'll give you a classical case of Volkswagen. I worked for that company for around 3 years. We spent a lot of money on marketing. You know this. Volkswagen had created those roadblocks, silver newspapers, and a speaking newspaper, and so many things. So people like you actually felt like buying a Volkswagen car, and they actually went to the showrooms. The mistake that we did was that we didn't train the person at the showroom to handle a customer like you. So the marketing budgets were this high, but the training budgets were this low, and eventually sales did not happen. Because everybody thought about this brand in a very, very aspirational way, but when it came to actual interaction with the person at the ground, it simply did not happen. So the expectation actually came down and people did not buy that. So here also you will make these decisions very critically. You can spend huge money in marketing, but if you don't spend money on training of the manpower at the ground level, your sales are not going to happen. That's how the system will actually show you the results. And how are we going to actually measure all these things? You will, once all the teams decide, you will get to see how many mobile phones each team was able to actually sell. What is the market share of each company? Cash balance out of those 3,000 crores, किस company में कितना cash बचा है हमारे पास में? And of course, all these parameters, you will have a ranking, and the best performance company will get rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, and rank 4, and rank 5. And believe me, जिसका rank 4 और 5 आएगा, उसको काफी लगेगा कि क्या हो गया, मैंने गलत क्या किया, मेरी दूसरी टीम ने जो है नंबर 1 आया है, नंबर 2 आया है, मार्केट शेयर भी अच्छा है, कैश भी है. What is it that I am going wrong? Similarly, so basically you are going to decide the product characteristics, the price, your marketing, your network, and then you will have to have a production center also. You will have to have a production plant or sourcing basically. There are 3 options. You can open a type A plant, type B plant, or type C plant. There are different investments. If you open, let's say, type B plant, you will spend 500 crores of my money, and you will have a production of 5 lakh units this year basically, or every year basically you will get 5 lakh. Then you can actually run the production plant in different capacity utilization. You can change quality of production and increase the production or reduce the costs and decide on even wages and incentives or manpower training. So you will run the production and get an output out of that, which should be your sales target. So are we ready to run the company now? Sure. It's going to be a bit comprehensive, bit serious, but I'm going to mentor each team and help you make those decisions. So now I request every team to log on to your laptop and just type in the browser.
Now things will be really interesting. Okay, now you will start actually doing it.
Yeah.
And he will come to each table and see as to how you're taking those decisions. And it's basically like you are a businessman now. You're launching. Yeah.
Please follow me on this. Those who are on the laptop, actually 2 people can also log in. Just type this strateg.biz, STRAT. Just raise your hand once you are done, once you are on this portal, strateg.biz. बच्चे लोग अच्छा करेंगे सर.